Hello, hello! Welcome to a new format. As most of you know, I'm starting a new job today. As of when this video releases, I should be starting my first shift at FedEx. This is a big step towards what I want to do with my streams, YouTube channel, and life in general, because in theory, it should give me more time and resources to throw at my projects. However, there is always a bit of discomfort when a change like this happens. So to make the best of it, I want to start something that I've been trying to do for a long time. I'm going to start releasing pre-recorded content a few times a week so that I can fit recording into my new schedule a bit easier. I'm still going to be streaming, but the schedule is going to be a bit iffy for the time being. So you can count on me having at least 2 videos and 3 streams per week. As for times, well, that's going to be up to when my job ends up scheduling me. As the time goes on, I'll get the schedule more pinned down. To stay up to date, follow me on Twitter and join my Discord linked in the description. Now, onto the game. As was on the stream that I did the other day, I believe that would be 3 days ago when this releases, we built this tree farm that Sergeant is now using. For today, what I want to get together is a place to store the wood from this. I want to go off of what we did for the main base, which is having local storage areas for each thing. So for a tree farm, we'll have some place that stores wood, rather than having one big place for all of the storage, which is kind of a good thing, I think, because we have a limited amount of range that we're able to move items in. So instead of having to have all of our farms on top of each other, we can kind of just go, okay, we're going to have X, Y, and Z stored here and everything else over there. So we're going to have what we need here, and have all of our wood stuff stored in this location, such as like slabs and stairs and all of that. So this is going to be a big wood storage silo. So yeah, Sergeant has no idea what I'm doing. We're going to have all of our slabs, stairs, fences, all of that stored in this for all of the different wood types that we can farm here. Now, Sergeant just pointed out we're going to have some issues getting some of the other stuff. So I think it's jungle, dark oak, and spruce we're not going to be able to get here. So that might be something that's set up in the back. Now, for right now, I'm going to go and collect some resources to build here and explain to Sergeant what I'm doing, so he's not sitting here thinking I'm freaking out. Be right back. Hello, we are back. Welcome. So, we have a list or an inventory full of materials here. A couple of signs, some stacks of logs, chest, and some shulkers full of stone. Also got some fireworks because we are going to be going on a bit of a trip here. I want to head off in the direction of the cove that we're currently building in while we sit here and talk for a minute about the plans for the style. Now, when I first saw it, my idea was a bit of a trading port, kind of being based around the fishing there. The idea being that they started with fishing and then ended up going on to be, oh geez, come on, going on to be specializing in specific things around the area, such as trees and, of course, harvesting things like coral. Um, Now, of course, what it's generally going to end up being is just a place for us to spread out and build bigger farms because we're stuck on a tiny island. But it ends up being pretty cool because you can spread out really, really far in this area. That's the tree farm, by the way. And we've got like this nice reef in the middle where we could eventually do some nice coral farms. So what I'm going to end up wanting to do is build a bunch of little houses along the edges and possibly bring other people around to do house projects too, so that they can kind of fill the area up because this is really, really big. So building areas like that tree farm or turtle shell farms and that kind of thing around the area to allow for people to build really cool looking projects here is going to be really fun. Um, so kind of the plan at the moment for what we're going to be doing today is to build a long house over here kind of far back away from the shore. I'm thinking behind the tree farm here, to allow for storage of wood, and it is now turned to night, which is kind of disappointing. So we're actually going to get on with the building then. So once we end up having a longer house, we're going to have it set up to where we have rows for each type of wood and its subparts. So we would have one section end up being the fences and slabs, and then another one would, well, fences, slabs, stairs. So each chest would be its own section for that type of wood. Nice thing about 1.13, I think they ended up bringing all of those different types of wood blocks in. And that would kind of be the area here, is this is a place to go for different types of wood. And you'd end up wanting to fill everything up from the farm. And another thing we need to work on is getting this area lit up. Um, so what you would, okay, let's get out of here. What you would end up doing is you'd go in and you're like, okay, I want to have this type of wood block in my project. And get everything together you need, and then grab them from the chest. So it would be a longhouse with each type of wood, and yeah, stone brick a little bit farther away from the shore. So anything more than like 20 blocks from the shore. So like we're gonna have up against these cliffs here. Those I'm thinking would be like birch and sandstone. Farther back would be spruce, acacia, and stone, possibly. I know that there are other blocks that mix well with sandstone, but I'm not sure. I really got to look into the palette a little bit better. But I think kind of differentiating, oh, we're going off a little bit into the further sections here, and then we're up close to the shore, is going to work out pretty well. We also need to figure out what we're going to do for water builds. Obviously, there's going to be prismarine in there, but we'll see. So for right now, I'm going to wait for daytime, and then we'll be back to start out for laying out the foundations for this house. Okay, so we've got that laid out. We've got kind of a wide area. But what I want to make sure is we've got the space for what we need. Let's knock those out. Let's actually make sure we stay on the stone here. Got one, two. I'm really only comfortable with 3 high chests. We look at what we can make with logs. Let's go over to a crafting table here. And we will grab some oak planks, because I think that's about the easiest thing we can do. We've got oak stairs, we've got slabs, we've got pressure plates, which I'm thinking we're going to keep these in a specific area for things like buttons and signs and such. So we've got the oak signs already. Need a few more planks. Come on. Okay. So then we've got boats. Trapdoors can probably go with these as well. Okay. And doors can go with these. Let's go stick those together. We've got trapdoors, doors, pressure plates, and buttons. Then we've got stairs, slabs. Then we'll have one for planks. Okay, come on. You'll know what you're doing. So one for planks, one for logs, and then this one. So we've got these guys, stairs, slabs, planks, probably the special logs. So if we think this, so the wood, well as the stripped log, just to try and keep those separate. So the idea is we'd make sure we have at least a stack or 2 of those in there every time. We need to make sure we have one of those for every log. So we've got oak, acacia, and let's do a space in between each one. Okay. Birch. So 1, 2, 3. And we'd have spruce, which I don't have at the moment. Right back. Okay, so I have successfully collected every type of wood but one. So that's what this is here for. I'm just going to sit here and wait for it to grow, and then we'll be able to get this block in place. However, we do need to get the chest in place. I think that the way that we have the blocks sorted between them is a good idea because it's kind of sorted by how you end up using the blocks the most. So we've got like slabs and stairs, and then the miscellaneous blocks, and stairs here, no, slab, stairs, planks, the two types of log types, and then the regular logs. So we'll end up getting a ton of the regular logs, the two log types, and then so on and so forth. And then we'll have each of the different logs that we can farm here. Now, we do need to get a proper area to farm, let's say, even though this is a very loose definition of farm, farm these two types of trees. I'm thinking we flatten this area in the back here, keeping in mind that we're building that channel there. We do that area in the back, and we flatten it out enough that we can have more of these two wide areas back there, high enough that we can then take a ladder up, land on top of them, and mine them down the way we normally would. You see, that's a bit of an issue. That's not going to work for me. We got to bring this out by one more, down here, and then another useful way, and down. Okay, so for this, we're going to have each of these chests coming across the top here, or the back, I should say. And then in between them, we'll do some sort of structure. I've actually managed to use more than a stack of chests here. Who would have thought? So I'll have maybe the type of log next to it. That could be valid. So we'll have those coming across the side. And then for the roof, we could do stairs above here, then a beam coming across the top, and it'd be kind of open on the front here with crafting tables across the bottom here and work chests up front, maybe every 2 blocks. So work chest, work chest, work chest, work chest. Now what a work chest would be is it would contain things like sticks or other intermediary crafting ingredients. So unsorted items like planks or slabs that you use in between crafting each type of block. And then that way, if you need to craft a ton of something, you're like, okay, I just need a ton of planks, then I'm going to turn those into stairs. Or I need a ton of signs, so I'm going to make a ton of planks, a ton of sticks, then I need to turn those into signs. So that way you can just have those setting aside and not just all over the floor. And we'll have crafting tables going all the way up and down, just because why not? And then for the floor, we could have coming out of each of these logs here, chiseled bricks, and then like stair highlights coming across. So that means we do need to collect enough of these logs, and check that out, he grew. Okay, now I don't often mine these. I don't use dark oak all that much, but this guy seems pretty nice. The leaves look horrible here though. That is one thing I'll say about this. They are completely dead, and that's saddening. Okay, so now we should have enough of these logs to do what we're wanting. Got that one here. We look at the way this is laid out. We are going to need one more row of stone bricks on this side. And then if we are reading from left to right, we would do 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I don't have any more spruce. Okay, imagine there's a spruce one there. That. So then you would know this is dark oak, this is oak, this is acacia, that's birch, that's jungle, and that's spruce. So now we can remove these guys since we have them marked. So we would do stairs, bring that up by 1 across each one, probably using the wood, and bring it across. So on that note, let me swing into a time lapse here, and we'll get that started. And here we are. It is all done, and I'm quite happy with this. So what it ends up being is we've got an open, like, sunlight roof. We need to get some lights in here, actually. So I'm thinking lanterns hung from each of these, lanterns hung from the two corners, and possibly something here, down the center, just because. I decided not to put logs here, just because that makes the entrance feel a lot less open. But I like that it's actually like split here to match with the way these end up setting it up. I hear a trader. Yes! Hi, there's two logs? I think the actual trader was killed. I guess I'll see that in the time lapse. Or the trader's gone. I don't know. Who knows? He's not here. And the leads are gone. So we're gonna leave that alone. I like how these actually line up with the chests and the logs coming up. And I like that this kind of leaves it open. So that's kind of looking cool. We've got everything sorted out here. Next thing would be that we would need a path. But yeah, that's going to be kind of a larger, grand scale theme idea. So the issue there would be we would need to figure out where the path is going, because right now, this is kind of the start. So I want to leave you with the idea that we need to think of how this is going to be laid out. So like I said, I liked the concept of splitting it into sections based on how the biome ended up being laid out. With this being kind of like a cliff place with things on the plateaus, and then having ideas hung up on the hills and in the plains, um, and then things in the shattered area over here, as well as, of course, different things done in the, what is this, coral reef area. So I want to leave you there. Like I said, things are going to be a little bit different here on out. Going to have less streams less often, and hopefully I'll be able to pin a schedule down here soon. Um, I will keep you guys updated. Any questions, ping me in CapeCraft or my own server. And I'm going to be trying to use Twitter more often, so check out the link in the description and see what it looks like. See you guys later.